our time has come. This is the pinnacle of humanity in 2022. The last 2 years, the last 3 years, our entire lineage has built up into this very moment where we could actually show the gods that we were worth being created. That's what this has all been leading up into. And I personally am very proud to be a part of this moment. When Damn came out, I was 17 years old. Now that Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers are coming out, I'm about to be 30. A lot of time has passed. Kendrick Lamar hates every other season of the year because he only drops albums in the springtime. Don't believe me? To Pimp a Butterfly came out March 2015. Damn came out April 2017. This album's coming out May 2022. Like, spring is the only time that Kendrick likes to come outside. And that's fair. Like, that's his thing. You like spring. I like spring. I'm okay with that, right? Everything's all good. Now, let's explore the very unique possibility that this album is trash, right? Real quick. We're not going to spend much time on it. What if it's trash, all right? Okay, but what if it's not? All right, that time is done. We're not going to spend no more time on that. What if it is, but what if it's not? Exactly. You know what I mean? Second, I'm dropping any and all expectations from Kendrick Lamar. I want this album to be an expression of himself, what he's been thinking about and how he's been feeling recently. I don't want to hear about the virus. I don't want to hear about how black I am. Knowing that this album is likely going to be listened to by a majority white ears. I don't want to hear about the government. I want this to just be a reflection of the artistic evolution of Kendrick Lamar because I know he's had one. We don't hear the 2 records that we heard last year that made tons of noise because of how controversial Kendrick Lamar's delivery on those tracks were. Yes, controversial. People actually looked at Kendrick and said, you know what? Maybe he's losing it based off of 2 tracks that he did with Baby Keem. 2 tracks that I think were actually great. I'm lying, though. That Range Brothers shit still ass to this day. I mean, y'all not going to convince me otherwise. But the thing that I could appreciate about a track like Range Brothers was it was a different artistic expression for Kendrick Lamar, which is why it was so controversial, which is why it was so hated, so hard to be accepted. But I don't think this album is going to sound anything like what we've heard Kendrick Lamar do in the past, and I welcome that. I actually am happy that he's likely going to be doing something different. Don't believe me? Well, let's take a look at this name, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. When I hear an album title like this, when I hear a name like this, I don't immediately think, oh my God, PG Lane compilation album. You know, this isn't a Drake record that has to be released every single year. This isn't a J. Cole album where he's essentially carrying his label mates on his back. This is Kendrick Lamar. And so when I hear "and the" in any capacity, I immediately think live band. I immediately think great music, live instrumentation, real instruments. That's what I'm gearing toward immediately, right? When I hear Kendrick Lamar and then I hear Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, I think of Duran Jones and the Indications. I think of Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. I think of D'Angelo and the Vanguard. And I remember how amazing these bands and these musicians were and how much they contributed to the overall experience of a beautiful soul record or an R&B record. And I'm not saying Kendrick Lamar is about to get on these tracks and serenade us, even though that would be a strange change, but a welcome one. I'm saying that it gives him too much freedom and too much ability to do too many different things. You saw what happened with Silk Sonic and Anderson .Paak and Bruno Mars when they got together. There's too many possibilities that can occur when you have more creative minds in the same space. And for music, the possibilities, the ideas, the spaces to occupy are almost endless. They're almost endless. I believe most people probably believe in Kendrick Lamar's ability to push the envelope because much like Kanye, Kendrick has never been subject to industry standards. He's worked so hard from an artistic point of view that he can afford to take these massive breaks. He can afford to take these massive leaps in time. Not only have so many artists passed away since Kendrick Lamar's last dropped an album, artists have lived out their entire careers in the time span from Damn up until this most recent album announcement. We really just have to consider that right now. Kendrick Lamar has the luxury of being able to step in and out of music when he feels like it. And that gives me more hope in his ability to deliver great music, because I know it's not inspired by monetary gain. I know it's not inspired by popularity or relevance. It at least seems to me that it's inspired by his own ability to want to create. And I think that's great. It's beautiful. For the state of artistry. It's beautiful for inspiration for other artists. It's beautiful for music. The thing I don't think people are really paying attention to when it comes to this Kendrick Lamar release that I think is beautiful, and I think is probably one of the biggest contributing factors to our overall development as human beings in forwarding our own society, is that Kendrick Lamar is releasing this album a week after Jack Harlow releases his album. And Future, another legend in music, is releasing his album a week before Jack Harlow releases his album. They are sandwiching this man. They are preventing him from breathing. And I think that's beautiful in terms of what we can expect from music for the duration of 2022. Jack Harlow's music is likely to be silenced in the Kendrick Lamar and Future hype over those weeks. And I think that's a beautiful thing. I think that's beautiful. I don't think more people need to hear that. It's almost like Kendrick Lamar heard that most recent Jack Harlow song and was like, you know what? I really got to put a stop to this. I'm going to need for that to never happen again. Kevin Durant out here playing crazy. He needs some new music to listen to. Coachella trash. Let me hype him up. Kanye's not dropping Donda 2. I got to step in. Drake keep dissing Pusha T. I gotta put my foot down. I gotta give niggas something real to talk about. Because it seems as if for the last 4 to 5 years since Kendrick dropped, we've been going in reverse or going in circles, making no progress. But all that's about to change. I'm assuming since they've also posted about the record, Boy Wonder may be a part of production for the record. Cardo got wings as well. This might be something really interesting. To say I'm excited would be a bit of an understatement. But I'm not excited because I think it'll be good. I'm excited because I know it'll be different. I know it'll be a completely different change. It'll be a different person. It'll be a different artist. It'll be different music. And I'm excited more so. Of course, it could be great. It could be a 5-minute classic from what people say. But I'm more excited for what it could potentially do for the state of, music in itself and how it could help inspire other artists and other acts. I think that's really, really important. When people as huge as these artists start dropping music and the music is creative, it's different, it's an expression of themselves, other artists are inspired to do so, and it breaks up the monotony of what people have been force-fed the last couple years. It breaks up that repetition. It breaks up that safety net a bit. And I'm hoping that's what he does with this record. Hopefully this record is a reflection of that. It's coming in less than a month, and I'm excited, I'm excited, and I hope it's fun. I hope it's lighthearted. I honestly don't want Kendrick Lamar to get on here talking about something conceptual or reminding me of the traumatic shit that we've had to endure for the last 3 years almost. I don't want to know about that. Tell me about you, my brother. How long has your hair grown? When was the last time you gave your cousin $5? Is your uncle still a freak? You know what I mean? Like, that's the type of shit that I want to know. A little petty shit. I don't want to know about the world. I live in the world. I'm cool off that. Give me an escape, Kendrick. Give me an escape. Y'all let me know what you want this album to be in the comment section down below, and what do you expect from it? Honestly, I'm just happy that he's alive and he's still dropping.